I wasn't originally going to cover this version of South Park the video game, mostly because it's the Nintendo 64 and I've had it up to here with its controls and controller.
You are retarded.
But I figured I might as well cover the last port of this game and make another compilation out of it. Plus, maybe it wouldn't be so bad, right? I mean, the PlayStation 1 version is pretty much dog shit. But maybe this one will be the superior version, right? Right?
It's bad!
Yeah, it's not. In fact, it's the worst version available of all three. Namely, because of the controls. As AVGN once put it,
what's the most important aspect about any fucking game? Well, being able to fucking play it. And what do you need to fucking play it? A fucking controller. So what do you do when the controller doesn't work? You're fucked.
So, what is South Park the video game? It's a first-person shooter developed by Iguana Entertainment and published by Acclaim.
Boo!
At least we can say Iguana was good at one point, as they did develop Turok.
What do you think it's for? What the? Dude, this is pretty f***ed up right here. Oh my god! They killed Kenny! You bastard!
Anyways, you play through several levels as the boys trying to get to the very end, fighting non-stop hordes of enemies. There's a plot within each level with the overarching plot.
Gay, totally gay.
So, what is the plot? I'll just let the game explain it. I'm too big-boned and lazy to bother typing it into the script, let alone actually speak it.
From the deep reaches of space, a horror approaches. Once in a great while, the malevolent forces of a universe combine to form a force of evil so concentrated, so pure, that no bastion of goodness and decency can stand against it. It hurls through the universe toward its destination, the planet Earth. The town to be victimized? South Park, Colorado. A quaint little town nestled in the peaks of the Rocky Mountains. Where better to terrorize good and decent folk? Yeah, right.
So, how does the game control? Well, for some reason they thought the C buttons should be movement and the analog stick should be to look around.
What the fuck?
Yeah, on top of that, use the Z button to shoot, A and B to toggle between weapons, and the D-pad to alter between alt and primary fire modes.
It's just bad.
Also, to put the cherry on top of the terrible controls, your camera is inverted.
Oh dear God.
Yep, so the whole game is a clunky, intuitive mess. I cannot stress this enough. This game is nearly unplayable. But then again, it is also still South Park the video game.
I'm sick of all this. Whoa, dude, calm down. Just saying.
Oh god, the combat in this game just sucks.
It sucking fucks, it fucking sucks, it fucking blows, it's a piece of shit, and I don't like it.
With an inverted camera, a clunky control scheme to boot, South Park on Nintendo 64 is pure agony to play. Don't help, the analog stick on Nintendo 64 controllers are infamous for being fragile and not precise. I mean, this isn't Super Mario 64, the only game the controller was made for basically, akin to Wii Sports had the Wii remote. I just cannot enjoy this gameplay at all. In fact, at times, I just wanted to scrap this review because it was truly dreadful. I wasn't expecting things to play so badly like this. Dear God! I'm no Markiplier. Pain and suffering isn't my cup of tea.
Not funny.
Don't help enemies just keep spawning non-stop in this game. Even if you clear an area, they just come right back. On top of confusing level design, this leads to nothing but frustration. Plus, the aiming is a bitch with the Nintendo 64 analog stick. Dear God, console first-person shooters were just a mistake. Try to hit dozens of turkeys as they just keep coming. Is this what Annabelle Chong had to go through back in 1996? God, I'm old. None of you have any idea who I'm talking about. You got three types of enemies. Standard fodder grunts that usually die fast, except as levels progress and they become more and more spongy.
Hey, over here!
Especially the clones. Dear God, level 2 is a train wreck with the clones. Use cheat codes or else. The second enemy type are tanks, and they spawn in new grunts non-stop till you kill them, which isn't as easy as their health is ridiculously high. Once wounded enough, they also run away, running all the way towards the beginning of the level to attack the town afterwards, so be sure to stop them first.
What the was that?
Otherwise, they will attack the town, and if it gets destroyed, you get a game over and have to start all over again.
Ah, shit!
The last enemy type are bosses. I'll cover them later on. For now, we gotta talk about firearms.
It's coming right for us!
You got a variety of weapons you'll gang throughout playing the game, or just use cheat codes like I did because this game is poorly designed. You need cheats to even progress. Hell, even just for the ammo as certain enemies, just eat up too much of it and still won't die. Your default weapon is a snowball. It's weak but infinite. You'll be relying on this a lot without cheats. Every weapon basically has an alternative fire option. This will give you more damage at the cost of fire rate, such as piss-covered snowballs. Take more time to fire off, but have a small area effect for damage and dole out more damage on top of the normal snowballs. You also got dodgeballs, plunger launcher, cow bazooka, chicken egg launcher, a piranha shooter that acts as a laser gun with its alternative fire option, and a useless UFO machine that doesn't work. Terrence and Phillip dolls, which are gas grenades. But the best weapon of all is easily the dart gun. It's Nerf or nothing. Overall, weapons are just okay, but if it wasn't for the terrible controls, maybe things would be different.
I'm gonna show you how to kick ass.
There's a total of 5 stages or levels, if you will, within the game, meaning yes, it's short in theory, but in reality should take you roughly 3 hours to get through, depending on your skill, port, and if you played the game before. You got the turkey level, clone level, alien level, TV robot level, and finally toy level, all of which vary in quality. And while I went into more detail in my PC review, I won't be bothering with this one because of many problems I've encountered with the Nintendo 64 port.
Oh boy, here we go.
All levels are poorly designed, so much so there's red arrows throughout the levels to ensure you won't get lost. But you will. Even the radar/minimap is useless, so get ready to not realize you've been going backwards with this game's copy and pasted level design till it's too late.
Uh-oh, retard alert! Retard alert, class!
God damn it.
The game, of course, is broken at times, as the gates you need to get through to progress won't always open. So you run around the entire level trying to find a single enemy so you can finally move on, but sometimes there's nothing there, leaving you stuck. Thank God for cheat codes, so we can still progress. If there wasn't any cheat codes, South Park would be even worse.
Something much worse.
Yeah, something much worse is the impossible platforming. This game's field of view and controls will hold you back from progressing on top of the glitches. There's times where you need to platform across pits, rivers, and even across crates just to get through a level. But it's just not possible, especially when you clip through the objects you're supposed to jump on in the first place.
God damn it! Motherfucker! Right here, buddy.
Bosses are really the original Dark Souls bosses before Dark Souls was even an idea. This game really hates the idea of you having any ammo left, so unless you enable infinite ammo, get ready to run out very quickly dealing with several bosses in this game. I'm not joking when I say the Blob boss has such bad hit detection that no matter what I threw at it, nothing did any damage for the longest time, as if the coding was as bipolar as its programmer. How many grenades does it take to kill a blob? I lost track at about 58. These things have bad hit detection and too much health. Also enable invincibility, otherwise prepare to die constantly.
Good going, Cartman. Hey, at least he's dead.
You can't even fight the last boss as his hitbox is so spotty. It's like a needle in a haystack in scale. Plus, it don't help. He sprints to recharge and heal instantly every time you damage him. You can't even stop the process because the button has a bad hit detection as well. I'm spamming darts at the button and he still heals fully every single time. You literally cannot even beat this broken piece of shit game. Fuck this game. It's one of the worst games of all time. We're done.
God damn it!
This is the worst port of South Park the video game. From its controls to the terrible gameplay, everything about it is just the worst. Except when it comes to graphics, I'll give it that. It's not as fugly as the PlayStation 1 version, but is that really anything to brag about?
Yeah, okay, fine. I just...
Of all versions, avoid the Nintendo 64 one. The PS1 is the second worst, and the PC is the least offending one. Minus the sheer amount of health all enemies, including tanks and bosses, have. It looks the best, plays the best, and just overall is the better experience. If you have to play South Park the video game, get the PC version on My Abandonware, as they host a patched version for modern computers. At least I can say the music is still nice. My favorite is easily the UFO one. It's creepy and fits perfectly with the UFO's atmosphere. Just a creepy 90s style sci-fi horror level. All the other tracks are okay, nothing special, but have a South Park tone to them. You can't go wrong with the music, unless you use it in videos. Then YouTube will destroy you with copyright claims. Shocker. At the end of the day, this is easily one of the worst games of all time that I cannot recommend. From the terrible performance to the bad controls and spongy enemies, nothing about South Park the video game for Nintendo 64 is really good, minus the music and classic South Park humor. Back when the show was actually good, before the P episode onwards is where I call the decline point.
You f***ing get me now?
Go play the PC port if you have to play this game. It's just a better experience overall. Helps too, a first-person shooter would control better with a keyboard and mouse versus a freaking controller, especially a Nintendo 64 controller.
True. Yep. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, that covers the last version of South Park the video game. I'll put together another compilation for the end of the year tomorrow. Anyways, that's it for this video. See you all later. If I don't go fucking insane in the membrane.